What's going on, everybody? Oh, welcome back to another VV Vision video. Today, we're going to be covering just the drop today, Serial Killer Series 3, how it went for us, how prices ended up. And then we'll get into a little Q&A and kind of where we think things are going, or I guess where I think things are going in the next couple weeks or so. Oh my God, why am I so out of breath from that intro? Woo! So Carter couldn't. Oh man, today has been real interesting. I want to start by saying, man, where do I start? So Carter can't be here right now. He's got a headache and he's just kind of tired out from today because we were trying to do something else, bring you guys something real special, but it didn't really work out how we were hoping for it to work out. Just because, for those of you who don't know, I'm not usually in person with Carter, so yeah, I'm only here for the rest of today pretty much, and then I'm going back tomorrow. So yeah, not really. We only had today to film it, and it was something we were going to be filming in person and stuff. And it was a time crunch, and the weather did not cooperate at all. It's been like raining and snowing and switching on and off all day. Not great weather for it, difficult to film in. And just, I don't know, it was difficult all around. But I do want to start by shouting out Carter for all the effort he put in on that. And then I also want to shout out to all of the other channels that cooperated with us and helped us out with this because, man, we were too ambitious. This would have been, we're still planning on doing this. You guys will see a little sneak peek of it. It's just we couldn't complete it today because we bit off more than we could chew, basically. So that kind of sucks, but I do want to shout out all of the other creators and content creators for Veve that were cooperating with us to help make it a better video because, oh my gosh, guys, it's going to be a gem when it comes out. It's just going to take a little bit longer now because we have to film when I'm here in person, kind of. And so, yeah, there's just the difficulties that comes with that. But yeah, I want to start by thanking Randy Chavez, the real Randy Chavez. We got Randy Chavez to send us. He was going to be in the video. You guys will see. I'm pretty sure his part is still in the video we're posting. But once again, this is not the final product at all. Yeah, we've got, I don't even know how much to say on it, but ideally we have a series in mind that we'd like to do with these content creators. So yeah, shout out to Randy Chavez for helping out with that. Shout out to the Veve Vault. Shout out to Non-Fungible Wonderful. Shout out to NFT Jeremy. Shout out to Beyond the Fan. And shout out to the one and only Butt Thompson. Let's go. Super hyped for that. Also, keep your eyes peeled because we will have a collab coming with Butt Thompson real soon. We'll probably do something like a podcast. Just sit down, talk, chill out for a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see where that goes, but super hyped for all that. Seriously, though, thank you to everybody who I just shouted out for cooperating with us. We're sorry this happened, but just we were like filming and we had like 2 hours left of daylight to begin with. And it's like raining basically. And we're standing outside like, can we really do this? So yeah, a little too ambitious, but we'll get them next time. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Keep your eyes peeled, though. We will have a little snippet or preview coming out for that real soon. Probably today or tomorrow. So yeah, super hyped for that. Keep your eyes peeled. Let's get into the drop today. So we had the Serial Killers Series 3 here. What a great collection. I do want to start by saying, let's go into buying or selling. I usually don't buy or sell anything, but guys, I had to abandon the dream of collecting the entire Serial Killer set. It's just, it's too difficult for me at this point. I don't have the gems to do it. And so I ended up selling my Sugar Bear and my Toucan Sam. I sold those two. I still have the Frankenfat dude or whatever his name is. And I still have Lucky Charmer or Yucky Charmer. But yeah, I didn't get this drop today at all. I got, not unlucky, but didn't get anything, didn't feel great about that. And then I was just kind of like, realistically, am I going to get like roughly, 800 to 1,000 gems to buy all these? Probably not, especially in time for the stuff, the benefits you might get for this, which we'll get into. But yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. I did kind of abandon ship on that. I'm still holding the very first set just because I like it and I got in earlier where, I don't have to worry about losing as much, but the second set I did get in kind of later. So, you know, yeah, that's just, I don't know. I just didn't think it was realistic for me to get the entire set though. So I kind of, just had to be realistic with myself there. But maybe one day in, the future, the distant future, far, far away, I'll have all of these three sets. We'll see though. But yeah, I didn't get anything. Carter managed to snag the uncommon Drugum Kill Frog here. This is probably my favorite from the set just because it's like, I don't know, it stands out the most. And for Ron English's art, I think this one definitely is like one of the most edgiest like pieces or whatever you would really call it, since it's kind of borderline, one of those. So I know we saw some comments from like some, like, I don't know, some member who was saying like, Vivi, do you want your image to really be like this after dropping the Disney stuff or whatever? And it's like, I don't know. I'm glad they're still doing content like this. I know it might be a little risque or whatever you want to call it, but I think it's interesting. I love Ron English's art and I love what he did with this. And yeah, I really like that piece. I love all of these. These are some of my favorite serial killers probably. But yeah, didn't get any. Carter got one of these. He is still holding. And honestly, some of these were pretty undervalued when I was seeing the market prices. I can try to check now, but yeah, I mean, this one I think was sitting around 100. I did end up buying in, and I'll also get into something I bought in a couple minutes. But yeah, this is sitting at 115 now, so pretty good overall. The common, let's see here. The common is probably sitting at like 80, but we'll just check real quick. Bada bing, bada boom, bada 76. So not too bad. I think these are around my price predictions. I can't really remember perfectly how, spot on these are, but I think, ballpark range, they're okay, around there. The this one, the Christ, or however you say it, is sitting at 179. So honestly, these are some of the cheaper sets. I feel like people are pricing these based on like the series 2, but honestly, I think a lot of these are better than the series 2 collectibles. So yeah, maybe people will catch on to that. I don't know. That's definitely my subjective opinion, but I do feel like these should probably be sitting above the series 2. But once again, the serial killers just doesn't seem to be one of the most popular like series. So yeah, I don't really know how to feel. But then the tricky obese bunny is sitting at 429, which is honestly crazy. I would have thought that these would have boomed more, but like I said, I just don't think people are as into this set as there could be. I don't know, it's weird. This set is definitely slept on overall. So I probably could have gotten this this third set for a decent price, but yeah, I don't know. That's my take. Let me know how you guys did on the drop today. If you got anything real cool, real special that you're loving, if you're holding, if you're selling, whatever you're doing, I'd love to hear it. I do want to end by saying, or end this little segment by saying that okay, so I want to say this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence, but there is some information kind of, I don't know, creeping around. It's not, it's all speculation, but it's speculated that the owners of all three serial killer sets will get something else. They're not sure whether it's a 2D poster of the last Fat Breakfast or if it's a 13th collectible, because if we just look up the last Fat Breakfast by Ron English and you'll see the original like painting, and there are 13 characters on there. There's not just 12 like there have been dropped. So yeah, I think there's something else to come. I'm just not sure when that will be coming or what it will be, but I'm guessing it will either be one like secret rare 3D collectible or a poster, or maybe even both, something like that. But yeah, there's definitely some people out there trying to collect all three sets for that reason. I was one of those people until today, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't have the gems to do it, so I had to pull. But yeah, I definitely think if you do have all three sets, hold out, because I think there will be something at some point, and I think even Ron English said something about that, but we will have to see. Yeah, I'll just look into it, do your own due diligence and kind of research things, but I'm pretty sure there will be something else. So yeah, and honestly, I think this entire, like the entire, the serial killers in general, I feel like are just kind of slept on. So you know, if something does come out, maybe they'll get a little pump. But even then, I feel like people just sleep on the serial killers and they've been chilling lately. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. In terms of next directions, Carter is pretty confident. I know he can't be here right now, but he's pretty confident that MTL or yeah, like gem to fiat, basically. He thinks that will come within the next few weeks, and I can definitely agree. I think you know, within a couple weeks, I think they'll drop something else big. Maybe it's like the first phase of the, you know, master collector program, or maybe it's the first phase of like the OMI staking program or whatever. But I think they'll drop something big in a couple weeks minimum. You know, maybe like a month or something. But I think, you know, within like 3 to 4 weeks, I think we'll see something else big come just to kind of keep the hype going, keep the momentum going. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I'm guessing it'll be like MTL before the IMX comes or whatever, the Immutable X. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had. I am going to get into some Q&A questions here. So shout out to everybody who sent some questions in. We've got Zachary Roy up first, who says, which projects do you believe will be the first move to IMX or OpenSea, excluding Jermaine Rogers, Frank Kozik, because those have been mentioned previously? So in my opinion, I think pretty much any independent artist is fair game. I don't know any, you know, I'm not big in this space, but I don't know any independent artist who's going to like deny getting money for like they're gonna get more exposure and more money by doing this IMX through Veve, and so I don't understand why they wouldn't. That being said, let's get into some examples. I pretty much think anything that's Comic-Con, anything that is Decon, or anything that is an independent artist released outside of those two events, I think those are all fair game. These posters, I think, are fair game for that. Literally everything in here. So just to remind you, we've got all these decon items, and I think all of them will be going to Immutable X first. In terms of which is very first, I feel like it'll probably be Ron English or Frank Kozik, or maybe the Mondo posters, just because those were some of the first like partnerships with Veve. But I don't really know how to determine like which would be the very first to go to OpenSea, because it's probably like the closest partnership, and that makes me think that it would be Ron English or Kozik. However, I think they'll probably just drop them in like stages. I don't think they'll do like, oh, this set is available this day, and then this other set from this other artist is available this other day. Like, I feel like they'll just make it so one day all of these independent artists who want to be like migrated to like OpenSea or Immutable X, I feel like they'll just make it so one day that happens. But yeah, these Tristan Eatons, I think, are another really big one. Just in general, I feel like this is a collectible that will really catch people's eyes. It reminds me of like some Cause type of statue or something like that. I don't know. I think these are going to go crazy on Immutable X. So I definitely think those have a lot of potential, and they seem to be a little slept on right now. The market seems to be in a little dip, but yeah, those definitely seem to be a little bit slept on as they're chilling below the prices they've been sitting at for a little bit. But this Jim Mahfood poster, anything Jermaine Rogers, which I know we've talked about, and then these X large, I think will definitely go too. But once again, when it comes to determining which one's first, I really can't tell you, because I think it's just kind of like, I think they'd either do the closest partnership or just like random pick something. But you're safe going with pretty much any of these, because I don't think any of these artists are going to be like, no, I don't want more money and more exposure on a different platform. That doesn't make sense. So any of these, literally any of these, I think you're chilling if you have them going into, going into Immutable X. Aside from those, I'm trying to think of earlier drops that I'm forgetting of, but I honestly think that the serial killers, like the Ron English, the Frank Kozik Labbits, and then the Mondo posters are some of the earliest independent artist things. Oh, the Dragon Girl. The Dragon Girl will probably be one of the first to go, just because like seniority or something like that, since I believe that was the first independent artist like drop on Veve, which is honestly crazy. Yeah, I think it is Dragon Girl. So Dragon Girl could be first to go based on like seniority, and if Veve wants to like honor that. But yeah, then we've got the serial killers, Givenchy. We can't forget about Givenchy because that will almost definitely go, and those will probably blow up on OpenSea. But yeah, those Givenchy, the Dragon Girl will probably go. Then we've got the Call of Cthulhu idols. I feel like these are forgotten, but they'll also be going. I don't know how crazy they'll go on that platform, but they should probably be going in like that first wave. Besides that, though, it doesn't look like we've got too much more here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's honestly it. Everything I've covered, the decon, the first Comic Con, the Dragon Girl stuff, the Frank Kozik stuff, the Ron English stuff, and then the Mondo posters. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And then we've got the Germain stuff, but that's a part of Comic Con. So yeah, that would be my answer to that question. So shout out to, who was it? Zachary Roy for that question. Next, though, we got Candlelit or Candlelight. I don't know how to say it. Is it better to have a couple high-priced collectibles like Disney or low mint first season FAs, or more smaller collectibles, but still first appearances like Uncommon Spider-Mans, Ultraman 7, Cartoon Network stuff, etc.? I think this is really subjective. This is a good question, but it's really dependent on the person, because I think if you're looking to make money, the this is really hard, because I'm for kind of like liquidity, or I guess like diversity of your little like collectible portfolio, just because I don't think it's good to have like all of your gems or all of your money locked up in one collectible. So like if you're going to invest, if you have like 10,000 gems to invest and you just go all in on Walt, you're stuck with Walt. Like you're stuck with those like market movements, and you kind of, I mean, yeah, you can make gains, but if it goes down, you also got to deal with that. Whereas if you kind of diversify and you get some smaller things, like maybe you get a rare Spider-Man, maybe you get that Ultraman 7, maybe you get like the first appearance Harley Quinn and Joker, I think that's a really good move. And you can buy a lot of those items rather than just one Walt. And then you can kind of move around. And if one makes good gains and you're satisfied with that profit, you can sell and buy something else. So I think personally, I'd probably go for the smaller collectibles. However, if I had a lot of money, like 100K, which I definitely don't, I would probably go for the other strategy, just because I could afford more Waltz and I wouldn't really have to worry about those smaller collectibles, because they'd be, pocket change to pick up. So I'm not entirely sure what Carter would say on this. We'll have to save this question for when Carter is here, because this is a really good question. But I think you can't go wrong with some of those like collectibles, like Todd Mac or Risso, the first appearance like Secret Rare Spider-Man or whatever, the Disney Walt or like the C3PO or something like that. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with them. It's just like you kind of lock up your funds once you're in that, and you're all in basically. And I think the other way, you can find some more slept on deals that people might not have caught on yet, or something like that. Just because like, C3PO and all that, like people know who that is. They know that it should be valued. We've already seen it hit like 2.8K or something like that. And so like, we know where it can possibly go, and we know that it should be valued. It's just one of those that within the community, everybody's like, oh yeah, that's really valuable. Whereas like the first appearance Harley Quinn is still slept on. Crazy. So like, I don't know. I think you can find some smaller deals in those like first appearances of, some smaller collectibles that other people might not, all the attention might not be on them. So I think personally, I would go with the, smaller collectibles, or more of the like cheaper first appearances, where, as opposed to like one Walt or a couple Disney statues or something like that. Also, just because like, collect what you want. If you want, 2 Disney statues, go for it. That's not really me. I'd rather have like the first appearance Harley Quinn and a bunch of other stuff that's worth like 3K, rather than just 2 collectibles worth 3K. So that's my take. I'm sure Carter would probably differ. I feel like he might go for some bigger things, but it's really subjective. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this in the comments. Yeah, is it better to have like 1 or 2 extremely rare, super expensive collectibles, or to have a bunch of smaller like first appearances, maybe some good mints here and there? Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say though. But also, Candlelit mentioned the Cartoon Network stuff, and I definitely like first appearance Cartoon Network. Just think about that. Like I I should be picking up more fins or more like, I don't know, something from those drops, just because like that's a crazy like establishment or, whew, I don't think that's the right word, but
wait, were you talking about if you should have like one big collectible
this
more,
is perfect.
Or like smaller collectibles?
Yeah. So is it better to have one like expensive collectible or like
multiple?
Yeah, multiple like first appearances. Like, would you rather have like the first appearance Joker and Harley Quinn and like Ultraman 7 and a bunch of other stuff, or like a Walt and like a C3PO or something like that?
Well,
also get a little closer, sorry.
The Walt would be like, I feel like the Walt might be a better like investment, but the other ones are going to be way more like liquid because there's more of them and more people can buy them. So, I mean, it's a trade-off. I'm like right next to the camera.
No, that my mic is different, so it doesn't pick things up as well. But I was pretty much saying like the same thing. I feel like, I don't know if you have any, I feel like you would lean towards the bigger collectibles. Yeah. Because in terms of investment, those probably are the best long-term investment for the future. Like the first, like Superman or the very first Batman NFT or something like that. Like you're going to make good profit long-term, but it's also like collect what you like. And that idea of like, do you just want to own one statue and that's your entire collection? Or do you want some diversity, mix it up? But yeah, you want to stay for the other questions?
I'll stay for one more.
All right. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's about to go. Makes my serial killer is about to get a boom once it really. Okay. All right. I think this is the final question pretty much, but from Mattio Matt, shouts out. I would be keen to know your 1 year price predictions for some of your favorite collectibles. That's a hard one. That is so hard.
Yeah.
What do you think for like Walt and all the Disney statues? I feel like that's a decent place to start.
I mean, I could see all the Disney. I feel like the minimum for the Disney statues would be like 3K.
Yeah, I can see it just like doubling probably.
Yeah. I mean, but I could also see Walt going to like 100. So I don't know. If Walt goes to 100, the other ones are going to go to like 9.
100K.
Or 10. Yeah.
Bruh, if Walt goes to 100K, that market cap is going to be like what, 400 million or something? I don't know. Quick maths, but
I mean, if everybody like starts coming in from like OpenSea and it starts like getting big, like if the metaverse is out, I mean, I could see definitely the Disney collectibles going crazy.
Yeah, I think. My mic is tweaking out.
One of our friends was over yesterday, and he was like, he knew about the Disney NFTs, and like we didn't even know he knew anything about NFTs.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, the Disney ones, and we're like, yeah, and he's like, I know about those, and we're like, what?
Didn't know about the app or anything though, so that was kind of tough. But yeah, I think if we like double our user base or like triple or wherever that goes, I think that the collectibles prices will kind of follow that trend. And then when we get like OpenSea users or like more kind of big spenders, because I heard someone make the point like, oh, people on OpenSea don't think in US dollars, like they see ETH and stuff, which is slightly different. Like, I don't know. So I think when we get more big spenders, I think the prices will probably near double or just, I don't know. I think they'll definitely increase like drastically. And then as our user base increases, I just think the prices are going to grow with that.
And with all this OMI that's people are going to be able to spend.
Yeah, that's very true. So I think doubling for most things is a pretty safe estimate for 1 year, because we haven't even been through the very first year, I think. Right. Yeah. And so we've
been through the first year, but that's like, we've only actually gone through like 6 months or something. Like nobody was on the app like a while ago.
Yeah. So I think over time we've got a very good chance of a lot of those doubling. I don't know. I think the little friends might go crazy too. All of those apes.
The low mints can go crazy because say somebody that has like, they're a billionaire or something. They will like collecting these NFTs. They will literally go through the app and buy one of everything for the Master Collectors program. So yeah, I think the low mints you're pretty safe with. I mean, they could see a little dip with Gem to Fiat just because like they can move faster. But I don't think people are going to be selling a ton of them because like I think people know they're rare. And
yeah, I think people will hold those, especially like when we get people from like other you know, platforms like OpenSea or something like that, I think they'll have maybe some more diamond hands, or at least like hold till certain prices. And so I don't know, I definitely see things booming, and I see a lot of those low mint collectibles definitely popping off, just because like those are the most rare on the app, and to only have 1,000 of some things.
Whoa, we're close now.
Yeah, and poor I got the potato cam, but
yeah,
I just think like with those, like anything under 1,000 mints, that is gonna go bonkers.
Bonkers. So weird how we're so close.
Yeah. Let me think. I think if that answers your question, I mean, I know we didn't give like exact price predictions, but it's really hard to tell. And I think in general, things will probably double, you know, within a year. I think that's safe to say, because I feel like our user base will grow probably more than double within a year, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, the only other thing we've got is
now we're really close. I don't know. I keep looking at it.
Not a question. Could you mention again about dangers of trading outside of Veve app, or to use a middleman that has the best reputation?
This literally just happened. So somebody, like literally 10 minutes ago, I got a message and they're like, hey, can you escrow or whatever? And because I escrowed for their older brother. So then I was like, yeah, sure. Who am I getting the payment from? I text him and the guy's like, I don't know you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like I said like the channel and stuff. And he's like, I still don't know you. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's like true. Like, I mean, don't really trust anybody. Like, literally don't trust anybody, because
yeah,
there's
definitely
so many scammers out there.
Just big old reminder here. I wouldn't recommend trading outside of the app. I wouldn't recommend doing gems to cash outside of the app. Just sit on it and wait.
It's literally like, we got it. Like, it's coming. Like,
yeah, it's around the corner.
A bit.
I know people want returns. I want returns too, but like seriously, don't. It's so dangerous. And we've had some like major stories floating around that are honestly like terrible, practically life-changing scams. So like just be safe out there. I really wouldn't recommend doing it, but if you do, make sure you're using like a well-known escrow, and we can try to find some, but I really just wouldn't advise it. I don't even want to like mediate that, or like, I don't know, just be involved with that, because it's not the way to go. We figured that out. People will always try to find a way to scam. People will always try to find a way to bot. That's the human nature. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we had. Shout out to everybody who asked the questions today. That last one was the reminder was coming from Threat Level Worldwide. Shout out to Threat Level, first donator. Woo! But yeah, keep your eyes out for something soon. Yeah, no. Yeah. So big shout out again to Randy Chavez, Veve Vault, Non-Fungible, Wonderful, NFT Jeremy, Beyond the Fan, and Butt Thompson.
Let's go. Sorry we could not complete the task.
Yeah, we had like 2 hours of daylight left. This is the final day I'm here.
Snowing like crazy.
It just, oh my God, it was rough.
Oh yeah.
We will I don't know. We're super hyped to make it. It's just like we didn't really have the time to do it. So we will get it done in the future. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody who helped us out with that. And Randy, thank you for the voice memo or the video. That was fire. Can't thank you enough. Like it's gonna be funny. I haven't seen the final product, but I'm hyped. So let's go.
All right. If you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button if you haven't been notified of my posts. We'll see you guys in the next video.